Hi, this is Sharon Rennhack, the Aphasia Toolbox newsletter editor and aphasia practice coach. Today, I'm interviewing Bill Connors, getting his comments on a recent blog that discussed the myth of the aphasia plateau. Hi, Bill. How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Bill, what is the aphasia plateau?
Well, Sharon, a plateau is a large, flat, raised terrain land formation out. No, I'm just kidding. Traditionally, when a patient stops making progress in his or her stroke or aphasia program, a healthcare professional might say that that patient has reached a plateau. So to me, it was basically a euphemism, meaning you're not going to improve anymore. Some therapists perhaps mean I can't do anything more for you, which makes a little more sense to me.
Bill, in another interview in this newsletter, Christine Huggins suggested that the aphasia plateau is a myth. What do you say about that?
Christine, as usual, is spot on. There's no such thing as an aphasia plateau in a person with aphasia who does not have a sort of progressive disease process. Moreover, the aphasia plateau myth is irrational because it's not based in fact. I think it's a travesty because it could rob hope and good spirits from people with aphasia. And hope is very important. Finally, I think it's misguided when it's used as an excuse to encourage someone to give up. Now, that does not mean that a person with aphasia may stop progressing or recovering like they should be in a treatment program. That can happen. But in my opinion, it's not a reason to blame the patient when the patient's not making progress like they should or they want to. So what a person with aphasia really wants is a program that uses formative assessment, minute by minute, day by day, paying attention to how that patient is responding to treatment and how he or she is progressing and then constantly adjusting and tweaking the program and challenging that client without frustrating him or her. This is why we have begun to refer to our clients as people recovering from aphasia and not people with aphasia.
That's actually a good point, Bill. How can a person recovering from aphasia maximize his or her recovery and ensure continued progress?
I think, Sharon, that if you're a consumer searching for the best aphasia recovery program, it's critical that you find one that truly exploits the powerful recovery and reconnective potential of the human brain, of brain plasticity. So first of all, make sure your treatment program truly exploits neuroplasticity in ways that are effective. Secondly, make sure that all the activities and all the practices are truly therapeutic. No busy work, no myopic pigeonhole drills. Thirdly, we think it's important to engage in a whole person recovery program, something that you've really pioneered with us, Sharon. Good diet, follow medical advice, exercise, positive spirit, and whatever else is important to you personally. And then finally, make sure that you as a consumer, as the person recovering from aphasia, becomes the pilot of your own recovery plan. You need to understand what needs to be done, and you need to actively, aggressively drive your reconnective healing and recovery. I'd like to add one final recommendation. Make sure that you overcome any learned helplessness, learned inattention, or bad habits as you approach your work. We are finding more and more that that's happening, and it might be because clients are doing a lot of imitation and getting cued too much externally. So make sure that if you are discharged from a program for reaching a plateau, that you get good quality referrals and suggestions for your continued recovery from that treatment program.
Thank you, Bill. I have one final question for you. What is neuroplasticity?
Neuroplasticity refers to the human brain's ability to continually grow, learn, and recover, even in those brains that have had a stroke or brain injury. So neuroplasticity with all the attention to it, it might seem like a recent discovery. However, attentive and creative therapists have recognized its effects and potential for many years. We've seen it sitting across working with people. So forget what you were told in the past, that the brain was set at birth and it couldn't regenerate or reconnect itself. My mother used to tell me that, Bill, you only get so many brain cells when you're born, and that's it. And if you ruin them, drinking or smoking, they're gone. So we now know that that's really not true. Now the problem, Sharon, professionally is that despite these remarkable scientific advances in our knowledge about neuroplasticity, we really haven't had enough research and treatment programs that take optimal advantage of neuroplasticity in effective and efficient ways in the treatment of aphasia. So this is where Aphasia Toolbox comes into play and the brain-compatible aphasia treatment program. It's designed to do just that. So the people recovering from aphasia, the caregivers, the practice coaches, and speech therapists in our social therapeutic network are fully competent and skilled in combining the best of neuroscience, learning theory, aphasia research, tools, and technology to ensure that our efforts are truly neuroplastic.
Bill, thank you very much for the interview today.
Well, you're welcome, Sharon. You're a great interviewer.